So this is something I always find incredibly interesting when people are really hanging on every word that Jesus said. Okay, you guys are listening very carefully to what I'm saying, right? You paying attention?
Yeah.
Can any of you
No.
recite,
No.
excluding this one, the last sentence I just said? Can't remember
Yeah.
the words that I said to you 20 seconds ago, but I'm expected to believe that the New Testament authors who were writing, at best, decades after the death of Jesus, could remember his exact words and write them down accurately in a language that he wasn't speaking.
Skeptical questions doesn't make for evidence. If I say the word or verbum, that's in Latin, or kalima, that's in Arabic, nothing has been lost in translation. If I read the Bible in English or if I read it in Latin, they don't mean different things. And so Alex has the burden of proof here, has the burden of proving, contrary to common sense, that what is said in one language cannot be consigned accurately in another language. Then when it comes to memorization, there's a world of difference between trying to remember what the guy said who just happens to be sitting next to you with no remarkable content, which you didn't know you were supposed to memorize, and remembering the words of the most memorable man who ever lived, who repeated those same words every day or every week for 3 years, who you as a disciple all the time was trying to commit to heart. You knew you would have to repeat those words to crowds of people at some point, made especially easy if you lived in an oral culture where memorization was a common life skill, made even easier if you only had to consign to writing the most remarkable parts of those 3 years. But as St. John said, there are many other things what Jesus said and did, which if they're all written down, I suppose the world itself could not contain all the books that could be written. And so if you and I walked together for 3 years and you saw everything that I said and did, I am confident that at the very least you could get down accurately about this much of that information in writing, so about the size of Matthew's gospel. Now, all of this is clearly possible on a natural level, but we have to remember that Scripture wasn't created on just a natural level, but by the inspiration of God. Christ is God. He founded an infallible church. That infallible church has declared these works inerrant. And is it so incredible to believe that the omnipotent God who created the whole world out of nothing could also construct, without error, about 30 pages of text in a gospel? And so again, skeptical questions do not make for evidence. And until Alex brings forth very convincing evidence, then the reasonable man can rightly ignore his biblical skepticism.